Mrparka here to do a review for MVD. This is the IE Independent Entertainment. Independent Entertainment with the Video Outlaw logo. I say that every time I review one of the movies. This is the movie Porkchop. This came out a while back. This movie actually was supposed to get released a long time ago. I remember hearing about it. I actually think I even pre-ordered a copy, but that fell through. And then finally MVD pulled through and released it, and I got a copy to review, which I was grateful for. This is supposed to be a throwback 80s slasher movie. I'm a huge fan of slasher movies, 70s and 80s. I love all 80s movies, so, you know, a lot of people don't like the throwbacks. I dig them, usually, most of the time. Anyways, I popped this in, and at first it opened up with a very gratuitous death, a head getting split open, so I was like, oh, we're in for some good stuff. Then the film kind of slowed down a bit, and I thought that the pacing was a little bit strange. I thought it was typical of a slasher film to do that at the time, have an hour of pretty much not much, just character development, stupid, silly shit, and then the last half an hour being the... yeah, this film is definitely guilty of that. But that's not necessarily a bad thing for a throwback, to be guilty of imitating movies that it was supposed to. But the film kind of felt strange to me because it's one of those films that is supposed to be silly, but supposed to be kind of scary, I guess, at the same time. And I didn't think it was, I thought it was too silly when it was supposed to be silly, and I just thought that the over-the-topness was too much. I mean, there's a robot in the movie. I mean, who watched Friday the 13th and was thinking, you know what this movie needs? One of the kids should have a 80s style programmed robot. Yeah. I know it's a joke, and I know it was pretty funny, but it was just so out of place. It seemed really strange to me, and I just couldn't get over that robot.
This looks like the place.
Indeed. My internal sensors place us right
in the middle of nowhere?
Precisely.
Should have brought my Commodore 64.
Oh, you have one of those too? I got one for Christmas.
Yeah,
He uses it to print pictures of naked women with your head superimposed on top. Then he, well, I think you know what he does.
Something must be wrong with this program.
God, you're disgusting.
It's not me, I swear. He's broken. I'll try to fix him.
Touch me, and I erase that episode of Mr. Belvedere from my memory banks. You know the one, don't you, Richie? You know the one. Where Wesley gets touched by the scout leader at camp? You like that one, don't you?
No, don't.
Then put your hands back in your pockets, Richie. Yes, that's right. Sorry about him. He's a very troubled young man.
I kind of want to sell my Commodore 64 now. That or throw it away.
Technology can be a wonderful thing, Rachel. Wonderful.
The robot is funny, yes, but why is he there? It just kept... I don't know, I just couldn't get over it. The robot just bugged me. He was funny, though. I mean, I thought the movie My Bloody Wedding used the robot better. I don't know why all these movies have freaking robots in them now, but anyways, it's been happening. The characters are pretty much generic, obvious characters from the time. 80s, there's the 80s nerd. There's the 80s punk, British rocker, who's actually the coolest character. I thought he was the best actor. I thought he was the best character, and I thought he did a stupendous job, whatever the hell I'm saying there. But I thought he did a great job. I thought he was really funny, and I thought he was a really likable character. I think that him actually helped the movie immensely.
Well, this place just looks downright creepy. I'm not fucker, I'm the big fucking son. And I'll keep fucking being still. The big fucker comes. Boy, how is that power? Not the teams of the What the hell? What the hell is this? Oh, the bright, pretty colours. It's like someone's worshipping Debbie Gibson. Well, Ian, old boy, it's about time to get out of here. Oh, I've got to take a massive shit. Oh. 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 Yeah. Sweet! God, Debbie Gibson put me through this.
Also, there's a couple comic characters in there. I believe one's the director, and they're kind of like these rednecks, the comic duo. They're okay. They kind of spent a lot of time on them, but I guess their ending, it makes sense. They're kind of little twist or whatever. But anyways, this film obviously had budget restraints. A lot of the people acting in the film were also working on the film. And that's shown in behind-the-scenes footage and everything like that. It seemed like they tried their best. Like they were obviously making a love letter to a genre they loved. I thought that a couple of the death scenes were pretty cool. I thought that it just took a little too long for the death scenes to start happening. You kind of lose your attention a bit. Some of it's funny. Some of it is too funny, I guess you would put for this type of movie. I thought that it just pushed it a little too far. Yeah, I thought it pushed it a little too far. That's my personal opinion. Other people might dig it. I've had these opinions about films and then rewatched them and been completely wrong. So I'll throw some clips in here, and that would I think people will understand more what I mean. But I thought the killer himself, the Porkchop killer, was actually a really cool killer. Scary looking, kind of like a mix between Leatherface and maybe Buddy from Slaughterhouse, except with a big ass pig mask on. A pig's head. His story was actually really cool around the campfire, a la The Burning or Friday the 13th Part 2, I believe. They do the kind of the story around campfire and or Madman and tell the killer's tale, and of course they're all scared to do a little foreshadowing in there. But a lot of the characters are complete douchebags, unlikable. Ruby LaRocca's in it, and she does good. She always does good, and it's nice to see her in the film. There's a little bit of TNA in here, some outrageous things, like I said, involving a robot and some sex. A problem with the robot every time he spoke. Obviously, the editing, the sound came in. You could tell it was added in later or added in over a different mic or something strange like that. But the film does come with some extras. It comes with commentary, which I didn't get a chance to listen to. It also comes with behind the scenes, which I watched a bit of, and an interview with the character Ian, who this guy's staying in character the whole time, and he's actually really funny and just talking about being in the movie as an actor and all sorts of crazy stuff, the stuff he's saying. But yeah, if you like throwbacks, a huge fan of them, maybe you should check it out. If you're a huge fan of slasher films, you should check it out. But maybe just give it a rental at first and check it out. Yep, pretty much throwback to the 80s horror movies. Decent, but nothing too amazing, I didn't think. But maybe I was expecting a little too much. I mean, there was a long wait for it, so maybe I'm just being a little harsh. But also, I mean, I also remember the movie Psycho Holocaust that came out by this company, and that was like a throwback, and I just was maybe hoping for something more like that. But 80s and 70s style throwbacks, of course, they're going to be different. But anyways, this is Porkchop. Worth a rental. But thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.
Let me go! I didn't try to do it. Help!